Hi, my name is Eric and I just wanted to show you how I've set up my 100 series or 105 series Landcruiser diesel 1HZ with a turbo. Let's come around the front and have a quick look here. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the outside, but let's give you some indication. Basically, we've just come off a big camping trip, so everything is extremely dirty, but that's life, that's the way it is. Light force spotlights, LED bar, ARB bull bar, winch underneath. Pretty standard sort of stuff. Let's come around the back. Awning at the top here, rooftop tent, rear bar with jerry can holders, relatively standard stuff. We're not going to spend a lot of time on that. Made a nice light here. Let's go and have a look at the light. That's good. So we opened that up. I made that out of 10 poles. A lot of do-it-yourself on this car. So we can raise that up to there. Then I've got a cord inside which goes into there. I won't put the light on now because it's daytime anyway. But we can then raise that all the way up to there. And it really floods the whole campsite beautifully at night time. That all plugs into a custom point down here specifically for that, 12 volts. Across here I've also usual things there, Anderson plug on this side, and then jerry can holders. So I can open up soon too. This one normally opens up fully or with a little, what do you call those things, little ramp, to hold it open at 90 degrees. I didn't want 90 degrees, so I didn't want it open fully, so what I did, I went to Bunnings and grabbed a rubber mallet, dropped a lump of rubber in there, and that stops it right there. Beautiful. Coming around this side, and nothing else to show here really, snorkel. And let's go inside the cab. Basically relatively standard what I've done with the navigation. I use a tablet, Android, and I've put it onto a RAM mount which fits off this bottom of the seat. That's okay, that's pretty standard. And then I've put switches across there covering all those essential things, and a bit of music. Down the bottom I've got an HF radio, a really old Barrett 250, but it works. It's an HF radio, and then that gives me long range comms, carries a sat phone as well, and then I've got the UHF down the bottom there. So now to the interesting bit, the back and the cabinetry and everything else inside. That's what it looks like while I'm traveling. When I get to camp, grab the water hose. I've put it on the hose. I've actually got a pump inside there. I'll show you where that's located in a moment. That's pumps there. And then what I do is, these boards here are dual purpose. This actually becomes a table. Put the table out over here, put it into there, and then I've got the pole here, and that basically supports that beautifully. Nice and level, adjustable. This side, same sort of thing, custom made clip onto here, and I've got a table here too. Just extra prep room while I'm preparing food and all that sort of stuff. Drawers, just pull straight out. That's my pantry drawer. And what I've done is I've put the gas bottle nicely protected on the inside, and it runs straight into the stove. And the stove, I've had that modified so that instead of the gas coming out of the side, it actually comes out of the back, so that it would just nicely work inside the drawer. As soon as I open this, I'm ready to start cooking. Just switch on the gas bottle and we're on the way. I made it a light on the inside of there, a little LED light with a little clip on there, which is the same clip as on the tall light outside, and I can run a cable to that and switch it so that I've got light directly on my food and no shadows. White LED. Just close that up for now. Pantry. Top shelf of the pantry, I've made 3 sections, and that's clothes bags, So clothes bag 1, clothes bag 2, and then over there is a room, fly screen and canvas as a room underneath the awning, so I can have a fully enclosed awning. If the weather gets bad or if flies get bad, we can always go and escape into there. This light here is a LED light. Again, daytime makes it a bit hard to see, but it's fully colourful lights, and I've got a little remote control here, and I can change the colours of the lights to suit the day. Yellow is good to keep the bugs away, and white gives you a brighter light if I don't want to put on the big light. So lots of lights there. All of those lights get switched from this little switch area here. That's normal household switches, because that's actually cheaper and easier to do than putting in car type switches, and works just as well. Just above that runs my inverter, providing me 240 power, and down there is the light switches for the water pump, the lights and all that sort of stuff. This side here is a pan drawer. So I've got lots of pans and bits and pieces in there, and any extra things. Right down here I've got a barbecue plate which fits on the gas stove, and I can also put legs on it in case I'm doing cooking over the campfire. I'm just going to pull this right out, and you can just have a quick look inside there, and you can see how I've done the rollers. And what they are ball bearing rollers, and they just roll around, and underneath these drawers I've got little plastic rails, and that sort of rolls very nicely. Obviously now I've got to just start it in there again. Normally that would just stay in there, and slides there. So that's the back. Above that, solar panel, which I plug into the Anderson plug at the back, a roll-up type table, and 2 chairs. So coming around the inside of the car, on the side here and the side door I've put the fridge, and above that I've got 2 cupboards left and right, just for storage of whatever. I usually run my first aid kit, towels, computer gear, all that sort of stuff. Down here we've got our little compressor, just mounted that. Right behind the fridge there's a little hollow in there in the cupboard, and inside of there, I'm not going to pull it out now because it's too hard, but inside of there I've got the water pump to bring water to the back, and I've got a water filter on that. I've also got the inverter in there, and I've got all the fuse boxes and everything else to control all the electrics for all of this stuff. So the compressor is wired straight into that when it's available. Right behind the fridge here I run a little battery operated chainsaw for camping, usual requirements. And on the other side currently I'm running a freezer. That may change, but that's currently where that's situated. Let's go around the other side and have a look what it looks like from the other side. Okay, now looking at the driver's side of the car, if we look down there, we've got water tanks. I'm using 25 litre drums, and I can put up to 5 of them there if I need to. Generally I carry 3 or 4, and all I do is just change the hose from one to the next, prime the pump from the back, and then it's all good to go. So very quickly to change water, and I can carry 75 or 100 litres of water very easily. Underneath the fridge here I've got 2 toolboxes full of all the stuff you need to carry, such as recovery gear, tools, parts, bits and pieces. Hidden around the car there's a lot of spare parts and stuff in all the nooks and crannies around the place, so you keep on finding little hidey holes for all these things, and that way they're always available to you when you need it. And just behind there you'll see a bit more inside the car, that cupboard again, one of our hidey holes down the side. Underneath, right at the bottom, I've got a length of hose that I can use to fill drinking water with a hose clamp on it, so I can go to a tap and fill it with drinking water while I'm on the road. And that's about it. Hope you enjoyed our little tour of my car, and look forward to seeing you on the next one.